Hi there. Welcome to Monetize Your Business podcast conversations in partnership with FNB. My name is Hetty, the entrepreneur, and I am the host for this conversation. But of course, as always, I am not flying this plane on my own. I do have my co-pilot with me today. Papa Biz, how are you?
Papa Biz here. No, I'm glad to be able to be here again and looking forward to this conversation we're going to be having.
Today's guest is Mary Mathebula. She is the founder of Demaries Creations, and I'm really looking forward to you getting to know her a little bit better. How are you today, Mary?
I'm good, and you, Hetty?
Very, very good. I'm
Nice.
really looking forward. It's always nice when entrepreneurs can have conversations among each other.
Yeah.
You know, just to unpack the entrepreneurial journey and how it's been for us. I think it's always nice for people to be able to just learn from us in the journey.
We met Mary at the Soshanguve
Yes.
workshop, eh?
Monetize Your Business workshop in Soshanguve. You were networking, you were doing your
Hey,
thing.
she was all over the place, eh? Networking, eh?
Yeah, but that's what you're supposed to do at these platforms and these workshops is connect with people, meet people. Your next customer or collaborator can be there. You actually never know.
Yeah.
You just never know.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I took that step to talk to you on that day.
Yeah.
I didn't know where it's going to lead.
Yes.
So I was just putting myself out there, talking about my business, and yet, the rest just followed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's brilliant. And I look forward to chatting a little bit more about your business. But what we love to do in the beginning is just to get to know you a little bit better. Who is Mary? Where did you grow up? And what was those kind of early formative years like for you?
Okay, so Mary is the fifth and last born of five.
Wow.
Which is 4 brothers, and I'm the only girl.
Baby, we're waiting for you, yes.
So I have it the hard way.
Yeah.
You know, growing up in those days, the girl does almost everything.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, but also one part of me which really formed the person that I am today is my dad's being somebody who owned a spaza shop at that time.
Okay.
So during my primary school days, the spaza shop was very close to our school. So during lunch break, I would go to the spaza shop and assist him to sell bread to the students. So that was from then it was standard 1 until standard 5. Yeah, but then later we moved with my mom, so it was quiet. But when I got married, and that's when now the entrepreneurial thing came back. Yes. Then I started wanting to just sell something, make money, and I sold different kind of things until I found something that I really loved, and that was baking for me.
Wow.
And where did you grow up?
In Bushbuckridge.
In Bushbuckridge.
So I was born in Marongwane. It's a very small village. But later moved to Kanimo A. They are both in Bushbuckridge, so that's where I grew up. Yes.
Wow.
And what was it like growing up with, 4 other brothers, but of course you're the last born, which means that you're absolutely spoiled.
Funny enough, I wasn't spoiled. Not at all. I don't know, and I'm grateful for that because it taught me to just go for things that I wanted and never relied on anyone. Not that it's wrong, but there are places where you really need to stand up for yourself and go for what you want. So I was not really spoiled. I think my mom just, she just made me understand that I am the last born, but I'm not going to be spoiled. So I usually make a joke that the brother that I'm coming after is the one who's even more spoiled than I am. Yeah, but I grew up in a very protective environment. You can imagine with 4 brothers and a dad who was always around. So at school, they knew not to mess up with me. Yeah, because my dad would be there waiting for them. So those are the kind of things that I grew up with, and which I really appreciate.
Yeah, and I guess as well that side, growing up where there are, so many brothers that can look out for you. It's also it feels good to be looked out for in that type of manner.
Yes.
Did you feel that it also sort of provided you with an ability to explore things that were of interest to you, even perhaps outside of school, like you spoke about going to work in your father's spaza shop as well?
Not really. I think growing up in those days, we were just expected to be a girl.
Okay.
In that village, we didn't have tap water, so you were expected to go to the river and fetch water.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Yes. You were expected to go fetch wood, so there was not really much time to explore. So as soon as you can cook, you're taught how to cook.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that is my upbringing. So there was not much to explore. I think it was when now I grew up, then came to Gauteng. That's when like now I can like explore different things and see what is happening. But there was not much. Also, it was just a small village. Yeah, so it's games, childhood games and all that, but not much to explore.
Tell me something, when you decided to look into entrepreneurship, because your father owned a spaza shop, were your parents supportive of that because they themselves have also run a business, or did you find that they wanted you to take more of the traditional route?
So when I started, I was already married.
Okay.
So by that time, I was no longer answerable to them. So it was more my husband who had to be more understanding.
Yes.
So with them, it was more of an announcement, like, no, I've quit my job, those kind of things. But it was more on the side of my husband, him understanding the passion that I have, the vision that I have. So it was more of that and not much my parents.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. It's interesting because I've actually seen quite a number of really great businesses coming out of Bushbuck Ridge and so forth. But, often at times I find that in order to succeed, especially when you come from a smaller area, you really have to have a bit of a vision for yourself and a bit of a vision for your life. What did the younger version of Mary see for herself growing up?
The younger version of me actually saw me just studying and climbing the corporate ladder. So,
Really?
yeah, that is what I had in mind. Even before I got married, that's what I had in mind. But, I think a few years after getting married, I started thinking, no, but I think there's something that I want to do differently. Even though with baking, I never thought it would turn into a business. Okay. It started as something that I was just passing time with, and then I just started selling a little bit here and there. And with time, I realized I'm actually spending more time doing research on this business than I'm spending more time on any other thing. Then I felt like, okay. And also, with me starting the business, like I'm saying, it's not like I knew I wanted to be somebody who's in business.
Yes.
So I just started, and it was like a step of faith. And as I walked on the water, then there was a platform to walk on. So I could actually just see the vision clearer as I went. It was not something that I sat down and I knew this is what I wanted to do. This is how I wanted to look like. No. I had no idea.
Yeah.
So it was just bits and pieces like of a puzzle coming together as I went.
Yes.
But then I realized this is what I love. This is where I'm more comfortable in a way, but also where I'm on the edge.
Yes.
Yes, because you just never know what's going to happen tomorrow.
True.
Yeah,
True.
Which I love. I think I'm quite adventurous.
Yeah.
I think it comes with the village life.
Yes.
So, there's a lot of adventure growing up in the village in those days, not now as anyway with the smartphones and all that.
Yeah.
But so I'm a little bit more adventurous. So I just wanted to see what is it that I can do with this. Where will it take me? So I just kept on pushing.
Before, I just want to take it a bit of a step back. After high school, what did you do? Why did you go into that area?
So after high school, I registered for an engineering course.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, but didn't go through with it.
Okay.
I dropped out, then started looking for a job. Yeah, then I did an admin course, then started working in that field.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So were you balancing both your career and entrepreneurship, or did you just go cold turkey and quit your job and go straight into entrepreneurship?
No, I balanced it for some years. I think around 3 years.
Okay.
Yes, until I got to a point where I saw that I was not putting a lot of effort in my work, which I don't like. When I do something, I just want to put a whole 100% effort. So I didn't really like it that, half of me at work, I'm attending to inquiries and, researching new cake decorating techniques on YouTube. So that for me didn't sit well. Like, I don't like doing that as a person.
Yeah.
My focus has to be there and I have to do it 100%.
Yeah.
So, and also, with work, you get all those discouraging things and you realize, no, I think it is time to just jump ship.
Yes.
And then also, you could have started anything on the side. Where did the interest in baking come from?
So the interest in baking, growing up, I was baking. Mm-hmm. My mom made me bake every month and when she got paid. Oh, really? But I wasn't a good baker. I never even thought it would be something that I do as a business. So when I got married, I was given a stand mixer as a present, which I opened. I got married in 2009 and only got to open that stand mixer in 2014.
Really?
Yes.
The thing is sitting there dormant.
Yeah, it was sitting there. And one day I just started to check out a recipe and bake. And out of excitement, I just posted on Facebook that, I received this thing in 2009 and I'm only using it today.
Yes.
Then a lady, I think her name is Siemone, I think, if I'm pronouncing it well, I don't remember, but I think it's in that area. So she said you should check Facebook baking groups, and she started suggesting those groups.
Lovely.
Oh, wow.
Then I went and checked those groups, and I joined the groups, and the interest started there. And I realized, okay, so there are people doing business out of this.
Yes.
So at the beginning, I just wanted to learn the recipes and any other thing.
Yeah.
But with time, as you get exposed, then you go
Yes.
move on to YouTube, you move on to other things, then you attend little workshops here and there, then you realize, no, I love this. So that is where the interest grew.
Sure. Wow, look at
And
that.
what about the name of the business, Demaries? What does that mean? Is it taken a little bit from Mary? Can you talk us through that?
So people always ask, are you Demaries or is it the business Demaries?
Yes.
So my name is Mary
Yes.
And when I moved to Pretoria, actually even before I moved to Pretoria, while I was working in Joburg, there was a lady from Pretoria.
Okay.
She used to call me Demaries.
Oh, really?
So for me, it was like, okay, that is something that she likes calling me.
Yeah.
Because I also have nice names for people.
Yes.
So then I moved to Pretoria. I realized then people in Pretoria, if you are married, they call you Demaries. Then on Facebook, I was Demaries.
Okay.
Because like now, almost everybody in Pretoria calls me Demaries.
Yeah.
Then the other time when I posted, somebody just said, I think you should, I don't know how that person put it, but she mentioned something like Demaries Creations. Then I was like, okay, when I registered the business, like, okay, I have a name already.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm Demaries and the business is Demaries. So when you're speaking to Demaries, you're speaking to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for me, it made sense.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah.
That's quite nice. It's always interesting because sometimes it's other people that gives us the ideas, the inspiration, and then we kind of run with it. Tell us what the beginning stages of your business was like. How did you get started? All the equipment that you need for baking. Did you start at home? Where were you based at the time? Maybe you can just walk us through that a little bit.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, I used what I had.
Yeah.
It was an oven. I had an oven, few baking pans, but not really for cakes. So that is what I was using when I was starting with what I was doing at that moment, which was mostly scones and a little bit of cupcakes here and there. And then I attended a workshop. And the lady who was doing that workshop, when I was talking to her, then I told her, I don't know where I'm going to buy the tools, not the equipment, but the tools, like the smaller things that you'll be using while you're decorating the cakes. So she was like, okay, this is the list of the things that you need.
Yeah.
And then you can choose the one that you think are more important for you at the moment.
Yeah.
These are the alternatives of the things that you have in your house. So
Okay.
you can leave out some of those.
Yes.
So then I picked out the things that I knew, I don't have this one, I don't have this one.
Yeah.
And then I sent her money, then she brought.
Oh, that's
those
great.
things. So with the pens, my husband went and looked for the Zimbabwean guys who make bathtubs.
Yes.
You know, the
Yes.
Yep.
yes. So he went with measurements. He's kind of a DIY guy.
Yes.
So he went with the measurements and he gave them measurements. And I always laugh when I look at those pens because it's not something that I'm using now. I was like, what were you thinking when I took these measurements? So that is what I started with. And when I registered the business, there was a drive with the Gauteng Provincial, I think it's Department of Small Businesses.
Yeah.
They had, it was MEC Maile then, which is still him even now.
Yeah.
It was Kondisi Shishinyolako. So they were helping township businesses register their business.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yes, so because I listened to the whole advertisement and everything, and I just loved it, I was like, I'm going to take a day off from work.
Yes.
I'm going to go and register my business. I went, and little did I know that me registering, then I will be put on the database of GP.
Oh.
Wow.
Where then I'll be given 7.5. Then it was a lot. That was like
Sure.
2016.
Yeah, and there's a
Yes.
lot you can do with
It was a
that.
lot then, yeah. So what I did, I bought an oven, which was bigger, and also bought a stainless steel table because that is what I really needed at the time.
Yes.
So as I got clients, as I started servicing people, then with every little money that came in, then I started buying equipment.
Yeah.
Sure.
Even traded in that oven, bought a bigger one,
Wow.
and just added more equipment, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing with baking is you will be mostly buying. So you have to,
Yeah.
actually have to restrict yourself and say, do I really need this? But yeah, we've actually accumulated what we needed to keep working, yes.
And I guess it makes a difference because, one of the questions I wanted to ask was around, where the idea came from that, okay, I'm doing this now, I'm registering the business, because there's so many people that come to us today and, they're running something and they haven't registered, their business. And it's actually quite a nice incentive that you actually got through this advertisement that after you registered, there was, some grant funding provided to be able to, utilize and just to start up, which is actually very, very good. Yeah. How come you didn't go and use that money and go and buy some clothes?
Okay, I don't think I will have. I think I'm very focused, so I wouldn't have done that. But also, they have measures in place.
Okay.
So they don't pay you; they pay the supplier. Yeah, then they give you the proof of payment, then you go and collect.
Okay.
Which is good.
Yes.
Because inflation is many.
Yes, yes.
Yes, but by then I really, really needed an oven. Yeah.
Often at times when we start out business, the thing that we need the most is marketing and advertising.
Mm-hmm.
We need people to know that we exist. We need them to know what we are offering, etc. Yes. What have been some of the strategies you've used to kind of put your business out there that you found to help you gain clients to grow your business?
So the most that I've used is social media marketing.
Social media?
Yeah, I think that is where my business actually started.
Okay.
So I had clients who were like from far from where I'm staying, people that I've never met at all, people that I would have never met under any circumstances. So
yes.
That for me worked, and I kept on that. Though I think I didn't really utilize it to the maximum that I could have, but that worked for me. And also word of mouth, which I love, because word of mouth for me says, I trust this person.
True.
I have used their product.
Yes.
And I can vouch for them.
Okay. Yes.
So that is why even when an order is going out, I put my all into that order.
Yes.
Because I know there will be more that will be coming from that. When somebody say, you can use this person, I've used them, people are more trusting. Yes, they'll see you on Google, on social media, but we are many. And some you don't even know if those pictures are their work or they just...
True, there's also
yes,
that.
But word of mouth is more powerful for me, yes. But also networking. I grew up as an introvert.
Really?
Yes. So with business, I had to learn to actually put myself out there and say, okay, you need to talk to people.
Yes.
Yeah, you need to talk to people. So that for me also works. So whenever there's an event, wherever there's a place where I can meet somebody who will be of importance or who will help me to grow the business, then I'll definitely talk to them. Scary still, but I'll do my best to talk to that person.
How was that for you initially when you realized that, yes, I'm an introvert, but I need to engage other people? How did that feel for you?
It was difficult because I'm not much of a conversation starter. So I can be there, but just, but not saying much.
Yeah.
But with time, then I realized, no, but you need to start speaking for yourself. You need to start speaking for the business.
Yeah.
And I'm the voice of the business. If I don't speak, then the business will not have anybody to speak for. So I had to actually push myself and, overcome that fear of speaking. I mean, even now, it's, yeah. But I'm getting there. I'm getting better and better.
One of the things I've seen with your industry, it's very creative. Yes. There are always new trends, cake designs. Now you can burn away the thing, and there's all kinds of stuff. Flowers in there. Some of them recreate pictures, and it's very fascinating. How do you keep on top of trends as a business owner to make sure that you remain relevant to your audience and to your customers? What are some of the strategies that you use?
You have to be willing to learn. Okay. You have to be willing to learn. So one of the strategies I use is whenever somebody brings a design, because most clients will just give you a picture.
Yeah.
So some of the things you have never done.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, I have boundaries where I know I will not go beyond this.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Especially with 3D cakes. There are some that I will not take because I'm not that creative.
Yeah.
Okay. But also I've taught myself to say, okay, here's a design. I need to figure out how it was done. I was not there when it was done. Some you can find on social media, some you can find on YouTube, but some you actually have to now channel your creative side.
Yes.
Yes, and say, okay, how do I do this? And not be scared to try something new. And also not be scared to make mistakes, because some of them maybe they will not come out the way you wanted and the way the client wanted, but you just go for it and do your best. And the feedback from the client also helps you to just keep on learning. But also, whenever I have time, like I said, at work I used to watch a lot of YouTube videos. So whenever I have time, I just watch as much as I can, learn as much as I can. Then when the challenge comes, I'm ready. Then I don't have to be running around, figuring out how do I do this. I already remember, okay, I once saw this somewhere, then it comes back. But also I add my own little touch to it,
Absolutely.
I'm trying to think in your experience. So like for us, we used to have a retail business.
Yes.
And I remember one of the episodes in our one of our stores where towards the beginning, somebody came and there was a big order. It was a big order, and I was excited, and all of us excited and so on. And this thing was prepared, and it just, the clients were so upset with us. They're like, this isn't what we wanted. No, and they were upset, and they were causing a fuss in the store, and so on and so forth. And it just didn't go well, and there was a big refund, and these guys were from Sandton or whatever the case is. And, after that episode, it forced us to look at how we had done things, because we thought we understood them, and had to almost like relook how we were doing things, like in our process and so on. What type of things have you experienced where, where this was like a big challenge, or it was like, that really, really didn't go well, and then you'd had to go and look at lessons that you'd learned from that process?
So with clients, it does happen once in a while. You get somebody who's not happy with the order. You do get a few that will say, refund me. You always want to make sure that you contain whatever dissatisfaction they have between the two of you before it goes on to social media, because then it blows out and you can't control it. But also we try to make sure that we let them know we have a clause in our terms and conditions.
Oh, you even have terms and conditions?
Yes, we do. In the cake decorating industry, you have to.
Yeah.
The expectations are very high from clients, like very, very high. So we do mention to them that as much as you bring a picture, we are not going to do it exactly.
Okay.
So we are going to work around the idea. We will try, but we are also creatives. Some of the things while we're working on the cake, we might just realize this doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yes, this doesn't fit. So we also let them know that, yes, it will look like what you want, but it will not be the exact copy of what you wanted.
Yeah. Yes. Tell me something, because I find this very fascinating with your industry in particular, pricing. Because it can range. You can get the simplest cake to the most elaborate cake. Yes. And that can be anywhere from 0 to thousands of rands, depending on how intricate it is, etc. How have you, as a business owner, navigated pricing for your business?
Pricing has always been a challenge. I think it's still a challenge. In the baking industry, pricing is a huge challenge. So what we have done is we have positioned ourselves as a premium brand, which is quite challenging because we are in the township.
Yes.
Okay. So now you have this price range, which people feel like you're ripping them off, but also you understand what goes into the whole making of their cake.
Yes.
And the process as well,
Yes, the process, the supplies, which are very expensive. I think it's one of the businesses that have expensive supplies.
Yes.
Sure. The baking industry, yes. And also the time. You spend a lot of time standing. And something that you thought can take you an hour can just turn into 3 hours.
Yes.
Because something didn't go the way you thought it would go. So it's always a challenge. And just to make sure that you price accordingly, it becomes a challenge because now you have also it is very saturated. So people have a lot of choices.
Yes.
So when somebody goes to baker A and they say this cake is 500, and they come to me and I say it's 1,000 rand, then it's always an issue. Okay, I think I'm willing to sacrifice, this a cake for a lesser cake. I'm not looking for something expensive, but it is something that is still a challenge even now. And also, like you're saying, some of the cakes, it can be a very simple cake that can be, like, the price can be very low. And I always say the cake itself, it's not expensive. It's the design.
It's the design.
It's the time
and the
it takes to complete the design. The cake itself really is not expensive. So also getting our clients to understand that.
Yes.
Because you'll get this, it's just cake. But then I spent like 10 hours working on cake.
Look at that.
Yes, or 5 hours working on this cake, of which normally if it was just cake, I'll just bake,
Yeah.
put some icing on,
Then it's done.
then it's done. Then
Yeah.
in like an hour and a half, I'm done. But to put together that artistic side of the cake, it takes forever, also very stressful. It's a lot of work, a lot of hard work.
Yeah.
Yes. So that is the challenge that we're having at the moment. Yeah.
And I guess it's also just being able to price for the value that you're putting in. Because let me tell you something, if I'm going to make that cake, I know. I wouldn't know where to start. It's not going to look like anything. Because yes, the ingredients are just ingredients.
Yeah.
But to get it to look in that manner, it's actually completely something different. I wanted just to check with you, also obviously like we had met at the Soshanguve workshop. How did you find that? How's the experience for you?
It was very informative. Things I thought I knew, and I realized, I don't know this yet. Like with social media, like I've been on social media for a very long time. And I didn't realize that, especially with the Instagram name.
Yes.
I had both Demaries on both. I
Yes.
don't remember, you call it the
The primary and the secondary naming convention.
Yes. Then I realized I've been doing this wrong. Because I thought, I just have to have the same name on
Yes.
both.
Yes.
Then as we were talking, I was busy changing whatever that we were saying.
At the same time.
Yes.
That
I
is
don't like
brilliant.
procrastinating.
Very good, very good.
Fast
So
action.
as you were talking, I was busy making changes on my Instagram page.
Yeah.
Even the bio, because I was like, what if I forget? So I kept making changes, and that for me it was worth coming here because
Yes.
it's small things that makes
Yeah.
a huge difference.
That's so true.
Because now somebody is looking for you, but they can't find you.
Yes.
Like I'm saying, we've positioned ourselves as a premium brand. Then how do people
Yes.
find us?
Yes.
Then they just see, okay, it's cakes in Soshanguve, okay. That a lot of people are not expecting any premium thing from a township.
Yeah.
So by the moment you make it known and say, I am a premium brand, then when they're looking for a premium brand, they will find you.
Absolutely. Monetize Your Business is really all about uplifting entrepreneurs, specifically township entrepreneurs. And as a township entrepreneur yourself, running a premium brand within Soshanguve, why is it important for us to support township entrepreneurs to be able to grow?
It is very important. I've seen that mostly, especially with the government agencies, they will always preach township entrepreneurship. But I just feel like they are not getting to the level where they'll understand
Yes.
what the challenges that we are faced with. So you're actually encouraged to stay in the township, but we are not given the tools
Yes.
to survive and thrive in the
Yes.
township.
Yes.
So it becomes a challenge. So with institutions like FNB, I mean, these are banks that we work with.
Yes.
Then when they come and they reach us at the level where we are,
Yeah.
it makes a huge difference. Then we can see they can relate with us.
Yes.
They are not just standing from the other side,
Absolutely.
but they are actually on our side. Then it makes a huge difference.
Yes.
Then when I'm banking with them, I am banking with them.
Yes.
So when I'm doing my banking with them, like it's no longer just me and the bank, but it's more me and the institution that actually supports me and understands
Yes.
my challenges as a township entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's so important because we always remember those organizations that have truly supported us within our business journey. And I think that's quite pertinent. I think as we begin to wrap up this conversation, there are many people who are going to be watching this in their entrepreneurial journey, wanting to start out and also looking at how they can, start with what they have. Like you said, you started with the tools that you had in your kitchen. What words of encouragement would you leave for those entrepreneurs who are watching today?
The words of encouragement, it's something that you've said in one of your podcasts, which really resonated with me because I think during that week or during that time, I was actually thinking about it. It's usually in business, there are times where we are very busy.
Yes.
There are times where the business is slow.
Yes.
So, it does also happen with me. And I had to ask myself and I had to pray about it. Okay, what is it that I should learn?
Yes.
What is it that I should take out of this experience?
Yeah.
And for me, it was capacity building.
Okay.
Build capacity wherever you are. Build capacity. Attend this kind of networking sessions.
Yes.
You are building capacity. Attend accelerator programs. You are building capacity. Because as much as we are in the township, we don't want to end in the township. We want to take our business to the whole of South Africa. So for me, is use every opportunity to build capacity.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Sure, that's quite a powerful note to actually end on. Papa Biz, what are your key nuggets and takeaways from what Mary has shared with us today?
I think it's just a reminder in terms of with Mary, with your story, is just not being afraid to start where you are at. You know, there's many people where they think they have an idea or they think that they like to explore something, but they're like, no, I'm going to need, however much to start, and then they never start. And for you, what I've seen with your stories, just start where you are at, and then the business grows from there. Because even there afterwards, then you went to workshop to go and understand how to do this, etc. Then at some point, then you register, and there's a little bit of grant funding that comes through. But it all, you can't steer a parked car.
Yeah.
And what I like with your story is just how, not being afraid to start and just to move forward and take ownership of your life from there.
Absolutely. I think before I share my final nuggets, there might be somebody whose taste buds are getting tintillated just by hearing about these amazing cakes and creations that you make. If somebody is actually looking to order cakes from you and they want to support your business, how do they go about doing that?
So we are on Instagram, Demaries Creations, and even on Facebook and on LinkedIn on the same name.
Okay.
They can also reach us on WhatsApp. We do most of our inquiries on WhatsApp.
Great.
Which is 065-898-2123.
Wow.
Yes, that is where they can reach us. And also at our bakery in Soshanguve, extension 11, Soshanguve South. That is where we are. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. Wow, this brings us to yet another end of a fantastic podcast conversation. I think my biggest nugget from Mary is just seeing the way that you navigate your business. We met you at the Soshanguve workshop, and you were networking, you were communicating with people, you were making connections, you made connections with us, and hence we're even having this conversation today. We're collaborating with you, and that's what business is about. Yes, we've got the big picture, but day to day, all we actually need to do is just put one foot in front of the other, one foot in front of the other. And then eventually we see, geez, I've been walking a bit of a path. But if we look at the big picture, it's overwhelming. We don't even know where to start. So I think you are such a great example of that. So thank you so much for joining us today. So monetizers, that brings us to the end of this conversation. I hope you've enjoyed it. We will certainly share Mary's details within the description box so that you can support her business, which is doing incredibly well. I must make you jealous and let you know that she came with a fully baked cake as a gift for us today. So we are going to indulge at the end of this episode.
That's right.
Don't be jealous. Go and order your own.
No, be jealous. Be jealous and then order.
I know that it's going to be absolutely delicious. So that brings us to the end of Monetize Your Business podcast conversations in partnership with FNB. Until our next episode. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.
So we've heard all about mentorship, but are you looking for a physical platform that you can plug into? Well, I've got good news for you. Monetize Your Business workshops in partnership with FNB have been designed exactly for you. If you are an entrepreneur based within the township, then we are coming to you. Monetize Your Business workshops are a fantastic platform where you can get access to masterclasses, fireside chats, networking, and you can also pitch your business for an amazing cash prize, a good boost into your business to help you grow and scale your business. You also have an opportunity to exhibit your products and services to a buying customer base and audience. So if this is something that you're interested in, hurry right now, run, don't walk to www.monetizeyourbusiness.co.za.